A Church of England vicar who married his same-sex partner is taking his bishop to an employment tribunal after a job offer as an NHS chaplain was withdrawn when the bishop refused him the necessary licence. The vicar, Canon Jeremy Pemberton, argues that the bishop unlawfully discriminated against him in refusing the licence, without which he couldn't take up the job. Our religious affairs correspondent Caroline Wyatt reports.
Arriving at the tribunal today, Canon Jeremy Pemberton, who made history last year when he became the first Church of England vicar to marry his same-sex partner, Lawrence Cunnington. It was a wedding that was to cost him his new job as chaplain to the NHS in Nottingham. That was because last June the acting bishop for Sutherland Nottingham, Richard Inwood, revoked Mr Pemberton's permission to officiate as a priest in that diocese. He then wrote to the NHS Trust saying he wouldn't give Mr Pemberton a licence for the new job. The NHS withdrew its offer. At the tribunal, witnesses for the bishop will argue that the Church's doctrine makes clear that those in holy orders can't enter into a same-sex marriage because the Church still sees marriage as solely between a man and a woman, arguing that the clergy must live out the Church's teaching.
I hope the tribunal will settle the point that when you become someone who works for a church, you abide by its teaching.
But gay rights campaigner Peter Tatchell says the Church should not be able to claim religious opt-outs from equality law.
I don't understand why the Church should be above the law, and that is the essence of this case. The Church is pleading exemptions from the equality laws that apply to everyone else, and that surely cannot be right.
The issue of same-sex marriage is one that risks splitting the Church. Traditionalists argue the doctrine on marriage should not be changed.
One thing that does concern me is the idea that somehow the Church could be put under pressure by the courts to change its doctrines, to change its understanding of marriage and who it takes on and licenses as a minister.
This tribunal is a real test case for the Church of England and will be closely watched by all sides of the debate on same-sex marriage. It will sit for the rest of this week and give its ruling at a later date. Caroline Wyatt, BBC News, Nottingham.